Good evening. You want to start us off?
I think give it a few minutes for everybody else who might attend to show up first. You know how we always have the latecomers.
I wanted to ask, where did you get your mirror tint?
Who, me?
Oh, both of you.
I got mine on Etsy.
On Etsy?
Yeah, there was a merchant. They're too small. They are too small where I got them from. I'll put up a link.
Yeah, because mine doesn't reach down to the bottom here, and they're saying I need it to go down to the bottom.
Yeah,
I got mine from, I think I originally bought it from eBay, but I think you can also get it on Amazon, and mine is just really mirror window tint.
Mirror window?
Comes in a huge roll.
Yeah. And then what did you put it on?
For this one, I put it on a piece of acrylic.
Okay.
The first one was one of those safety masks that you can get from Harbor Freight.
Right.
Either way, it sticks to plastic well.
Right.
Yeah, I got one for my daughter on eBay, and it's this roll of stuff.
Oh, okay.
But it's the clean kind. Don't use the clean kind.
Yeah, because they're saying I need to replace this because it doesn't go down to the bottom.
Yeah, basically, if it doesn't cover the entire thing and they can see that part, they'll tell you flat out that, yeah, you gotta fix that.
Yeah. Even though this is a really good face shield, but if it doesn't cover, it's not going to cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine will never pass until I get a new one, so the whole new helmet.
Oh, why?
Because it's made of leather.
Leather?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep, you can't use leather, you can't use Ava foam. It has to be made out of a solid material.
Oh, okay. So, Michaela, how are you doing today?
No, that's no good.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the weather hasn't helped.
Oh. I was really happy to get that up on the website for you.
Yeah, the website's looking great, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. And Gray, I got your pictures up.
I saw that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be getting a lot of stuff to you here soon. I'm trying to get it all set up in one big bulk thing, while also doing a ton of other things. Like, it's the new year, so I've got to get everything ready to mass produce all the badges and everything, and a ton of other things. I mean, I've got a lot on my plate.
Hey, what do you think of buttons?
Buttons? You mean like pins?
Yeah, button pins.
They've crossed my mind.
I've got like 5 flak vests that I've got to get done. And I feel like I'm drowning in sewing. So I definitely understand lots to do.
Yeah. I mean, well, I really can't blame that because from what I've seen, you do some really great job on that. So.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm waiting on my vest. I've got just about everything else done, but I'm waiting on the vest to finish my outfit, my kit.
Nice.
There's not much else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've got a fun bit of sanding and stuff to do, and a lot of upgrades to do to my kit and everything to get it really where I want it to be. Also looking into some new attachment systems and maybe modifying my girth belt.
Oh, okay.
I just got the rope for the Boba Fett stuff for the girth belt for that. Is everybody doing the same rope type style that Boba Fett is doing, or just completely different, or what's going on with that?
It really depends. I mean, like I said, mine is actually those kind of, I guess you could call them cloth style belts that you could normally get. And what I did with those was I was at a thrift store and I found 4 of them that were exactly the same size, same color, everything. So I got those and sewed those all together and called it a girth belt.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I mean, the first one that I did, I used the pleather and made a pretty nice girth belt out of that. I used some things from when I did my, I guess you could say, Jedi outfit, even though a lot of people said that I looked more like a Sith, so I ran with it.
Please excuse my adjustments. I don't have my fan on so you can hear me.
It's fine.
Michaela, what area are you in? Wow. Yeah, I can't help there. Sorry. You're a little far away.
She's rocking her Ahsoka hat.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Nice.
Oh, are you doing that yourself? Oh, wow.
Can't wait to see how that turns
very
out.
cool. At one point, I was doing Twi'lek, and I got some Laku from Twi'lek Pan, the big old huge latex ones. And my daughter ended up with those. Imagine that. And she didn't like having all that on her head either. So I was surprised. She likes the helmet though. She loves her helmet.
Well, if it comes down to it, I mean, like I said last time, we're going to see to it that you get a full set of armor. And if it comes down to it, we'll try to plan out something to where those of us that can do it will come to Indiana and everything, just have an armor party. How about that?
Heck yeah. My newest additions. My watch.
Very good.
DVA foam, it works.
So yeah, I figured I should add you guys to our merry band because I mean, you guys are doing the exact same thing the rest of us are doing, and may as well include you in on it. And I really did have fun with you guys at the Santa run and everything. So, and speaking of, we need to do more stuff. It's like, well, we do morale boosting a lot, so there's more stuff for us to do. We just have to pick our battles and head out and do it. And it would be a lot more fun to have a lot more of us out and about when I'm pretty much chanting about town.
Yeah. Pretty much any excuse to get dressed and go. Exactly. I don't care if we walk from one side of the flea market to the other.
Yep.
There you go. And you're in Milton, right?
I am actually in Pensacola.
Okay. So it's Sky that's in Milton.
Yes.
Because, yeah, not many flea markets here in Pensacola, but I hear there's one over in Milton. And it might be a little fun weekend excursion. Oh, there's Rav.
Okay,
Yay.
cool. The party can start.
Here I am.
Hey.
Now we got the party started.
Ah, it was good. Yep.
Oh,
It was
there you
fun.
are.
I'm full of cake.
All right.
I'm full of
I'm
quesadillas.
hyper now. My younger daughter's hyper though. She had
Full omelets.
Did I miss anything?
Not
No,
really.
we're just talking about face shields and getting Michaela her armor.
Cool.
And the possibility of us dragging our happy butts down to Indiana to have an armor party for her.
That would be fun.
Yep.
We'll call it the Indiana invasion.
Oh, she is here. Okay, good. I'm trying to get that view up where I can see all of you again.
Oh yeah, before I forget, are you recording this one this time?
Oh yeah, are you recording?
Hey, somebody else.
Is it recording?
Uh-oh.
Yep, we lost him.
Whoops.
Yeah, so we can put this on YouTube and then post it on the site,
Yep.
on the group.
Oh, good.
We can post it on the
Oh,
site.
yeah.
We can post it on the site too if you want.
That would be great. We could do that. Yeah, I meant to remind you ahead of time about recording.
Yeah.
It was on one of those trains of thought, but since the first part was just idle chit chat, it's like, okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah. Let's see how many of us are here.
So I can show you the website and show you what I plan on doing.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the gallery section.
Oh,
We've had
nice.
quite a-
That's a great idea.
We've had quite a few people put their pictures in for the gallery.
Ooh, that is nice.
Yeah, I've got to go through a lot of pictures because my pictures are in like 50 different places.
And the pictures are better when they're like this, like Rav's here.
Yeah.
Like his picture here is a really nice picture, but it's in a different position.
Yeah.
So it's showing up in a different layout. So this is good. This picture here is great for the website, but it doesn't look all that good for these pictures in here.
I have a friend who's a photographer who wants to do a photo shoot. So if we all want to get together,
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
This picture here is awesome here.
Oh, yeah.
yes.
She's got like lava coming up around her.
Wow.
And
That's
the
a good
kitchen
picture
shots.
here.
You look good.
But I've got to fix this button down here because it doesn't do anything except go back to the top.
Oh,
But then you get to the home page. It's trying to do a lot of stuff right now. So this is the home page, and what I like is his head is like right there. And it, oh, is it not showing up? Oh. But
There's some pictures.
I want to add a link here to the morale boosting and have a morale boosting section, and the armor education here to go to what YouTube videos, and
nice.
the local community forum to go to the Facebook section.
That would be
Broken
nice.
Tusk doesn't have a site or a Facebook or anything. We're just kind of floating out of 850.
And this donate button here does work. Oh no, this is to Facebook.
Yeah.
That's-
Basically, Gray, what's going on is the group that we had you join today, We just started up not too long ago, and we've been pretty ambitious on things, and we've been getting a lot of help from different people who've joined us. And so now we're getting a website started. Pretty much, we're on our way to being up there with the Mandalorian merch, the 501st, and all of those, except without all the creepy politics.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
We do not endorse creepy politics here.
yeah, exactly.
And
That's awesome.
I thought this was interesting. The Star Wars Sports for Change.
Yeah.
They help out kids, and for the next generation. It's really cool.
Yep.
And the mitochondrial, am I saying that right? Oh, mitochondrial.
Yeah, it's like mitochondrial.
Mitochondrial.
Yeah.
Okay. But this goes to a YouTube video, or no, to a site. Just to the site there.
Mhm.
But then if you go down, it goes to a YouTube video for the foundation.
Nice. I had a thought about, okay, so the Santa Run was happening and my daughter's autistic. So her being autistic, she's with a bunch of different groups. And I thought, well, why not escort kids into the mall to see Santa and escort them out with like their own personal guards? I mean, why not?
That works.
Unfortunately, the mall has different protocol. They don't allow helmets and they don't allow weapons of any kind, not
It
even fake
depends.
ones.
It depends because, like I said, Cordova Mall. I used to go up there all the time.
Yep.
Full kit, full helmet, walk in with my helmet on, have my blaster at my side, walk past security, chat with security. Nobody bothered me. That's actually a new thing that they've implemented for right now because of all the chaos that's been going on in our region. Basically,
Yeah.
since those two guys, those two separate instances where people got into an argument and decided to shoot each other, that's what caused them to implement those regulations for right now. If things start cooling down and they don't have any incidents over the next couple months and everything, they may go back lax on that and make it so it's not a problem anymore.
What's the problem?
Our mall has implemented restrictions to where now we can't enter the mall with our helmets on. We can't carry our blasters at the mall or anything like that. It's pretty much they've implemented high restrictions on us to where we can't really walk up in there fully kitted out and everything with our helmets on. And if there's like events like Santa or anything like that, we can wear them, but we have to wait until we get up to where the event is taking place to put on our helmets. But we still can't have our blasters or anything like that. No weaponry.
Okay.
And our lights and the lightsabers, that's the thing I couldn't really understand. They wouldn't allow them to have lightsabers with the blades in them.
Yeah. And I mean, I know the security guys. I've known them for years. I worked there for 11 years. But some idiot walked in wearing a mask with a semi-automatic weapon, and it didn't go very far, thankfully. So.
Jeez.
Yeah, we've had events at our mall, and I've had blasters out on the table. We had a table right in the middle of the mall. We had blasters out, and we had lightsabers. We had a lightsaber academy.
Nice.
It was a lot of fun. The mall really backed us up.
I mean, if anything, next year, if we really want to push to try to do something like that, what I would suggest is, well, since you're a member of this group now, what I'll do is I'll try to get in contact with the Cordova management and everything and try to strike a deal with them where it's like, hey, we're going to have this many Star Wars people there. They're going to have basically their Star Wars weapons and whatnot. Have a group of security guards meet us at such and such entrance. We'll have them check all our stuff and approve it and everything and show that we're good and on the up and up. So there's no problem. And then we'll go from there. If anything, next year, if we really want to push to try to do something like that, what I would suggest is, well, since you're a member of this group now, what I'll do is I'll try to get in contact with the Cordova management and everything and try to strike a deal with them where it's like, hey, we're going to have this many Star Wars people there. They're going to have basically their Star Wars weapons and whatnot. Have a group of security guards meet us at such and such entrance. We'll check all, have them check all our stuff and approve it and everything and show that we're good and on the up and up. So there's no problem. and then we'll just do our thing because it's a charity event that we're doing, and that should alleviate that problem for them.
That'd be good.
I mean, there's
Definitely a
always
goal.
workarounds.
Yeah, definitely a goal. I like it. We could also hit the zoo.
Yeah.
I was actually kind of surprised that I didn't get a notification this past year for well, I wouldn't have gone anyway because I was busy during that time, but the year before I was in Panama City Beach at the zoo for the Zubu.
Oh,
So we had quite a few people there. We had the guy who does Chewbacca. He was there in full Chewie gear.
Fun.
It was a lot of fun. A lot of people had a lot of fun. They had us over by the alligator pit, so that made it even more fun.
Oh, wow.
What other things do we have planned on for the group?
Really, with the numbers of people that we're starting to get as members now, and seeing as how many active people have actually sent in pictures for the website, what our next frame of mind to do is to find out who's all in what region, so we can start classifying everybody by their region, and then hopefully by 2022 we want to have all the regions separated out and have regional leaders who will coordinate with everybody that's in the region and everything. Basically,
That'd
we
be
have
good.
the primary leadership, which is myself and Rav, and we'll issue, hey, we've got this, this, and this, and then from there, the regional leaders will talk to their people in their region and see who all wants to do what and get it all worked out from there. And then we
Sounds great.
also want to extend the administration to include people who have higher functions within the group. Like right now, Daniel, you're working on the website, so that make you one of the admins to the program. And then I believe it was I need a refresher, Rav. Who was it that wanted to basically handle finance?
Oh, that would be super.
Yeah. So Supa wanted to handle finance, so be the treasurer, and we kind of go from there, and everybody will have a specific role in the upper management of everything. So we're not all, so it's not just two people trying to do everything and
Yeah.
manage everything.
That would be great.
Oh yeah.
Because as we grow, it is going to become imperative that we do have everybody working on specific things. And of course, it's impossible for two people living pretty much clear across the United States from each other trying to handle everything in every single region.
exactly.
And then it will also help for people who are in certain regions of the group know who's in their region and who they can communicate with. If they want to, say, go out and do something, they can coordinate with them, be like, hey, I'm going out to such and such today. Do you want to come with?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, and you can kind of put together like a database to see who's affiliated where, because there's other groups that some of us are affiliated with too. So
Yeah.
definitely pool resources.
And the other groups have no problem working with other groups. It's just that you just got to be careful with them, because sometimes you get people that want to try to drag you down into their chaos. It's just like, well, my group has this rule. Well, my group has this rule, and you're here with us. So, and I can understand that if a specific group is in control of a state event, then yeah, you communicate with them and you coordinate with them, and you're pretty much under their lead. But it all really just depends. And as we're moving forward with LucasArts, we're going to be having a lot more interaction with these groups as we get invited to official events.
Yeah, I've got a Tidewater Cosplay Association group. We have about 400 members. And I've been using this. I don't know if you can see this. Club
Yeah.
positions.
You showed me.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
And it has the president, vice president, third officer. I mean, you can use this and just change the names.
Yeah. It's pretty much the hierarchy that most groups actually use.
And I've got a historian and the treasurer, publicity officer. I don't have a whole lot on under webmaster just because,
I mean, it kind of speaks for itself.
yeah. Information officer. And I added a custom background designer so that we can go through and change backgrounds for people.
Yeah.
Like if they give us a picture, we can change the background for them.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
But yeah. And if you can send me a copy of that, I'll go through and take a look at it and everything, and then also change the name so it kind of matches our Mandalorian theme.
Right, right, because this is for it's for a cosplay, but it kind of is the,
They all pretty much use the same general hierarchy.
yeah.
And speaking of all those things, as I posted in our group, I was getting a lot of stuff done today, and yesterday I finally got in the new blade for my bandsaw.
Oh, cool.
Yay.
Yeah.
And I got it installed today and tested it out, and it cuts through Sentra and plexiglass like a hot knife through butter.
Yeah, bandsaws are really helpful.
So with that in mind, I was looking up. We'll wait a second for the audio to connect.
Hey, can you put your email address? Or no, I have your email address. Never mind.
Hi, Jana.
Hi. I don't have a helmet.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
Helmets are not required.
But as I was saying,
Exactly.
No helmet.
No
so
fan.
as I was saying, I was going through and getting that all tested out. So now, because I was having issues with the Facebook Marketplace, I decided to go ahead and bite the bullet, and I opened up a Etsy store. So now you can order your Brigade badges from the Etsy store that's linked in on the group page. And on top of that, I decided to go ahead and add a new feature to the Brigade badges, where now you can get the option of having your
Sweating.
character's name, first name only, etched into the badge.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Sorry, sweating.
So those are on there. Regular badges are $13, and that's including the shipping fees. That's why there's so much. And then lit badges run $18 because, well, of the extra component that's required. And I know the turnaround time for those says 3 to 5 weeks. I only did that to give myself time in case I get busy. But typically, most of those are made to order, and when I get the orders in, depending on how many orders I'll get in, I'll try to run them all at the same time. Or if I just got one order, I'll just run that one, get it done. But it just gives me a little bit of time. But chances are you'll end up seeing it in the mail pretty quickly after ordering it.
Nice.
Unless I'm out of town, in which case then there'll be a notice about that. But still.
So is this group going to be mostly focused on getting up to spec with the mercs, or is it just, whatever?
Well, the thing about it is that what we hope to accomplish is to help everybody get up to merc spec. So if they do want to join the mercs, they can join the mercs and everything, and they'll already be up to spec and be able to get official membership in that. But also at the same time, getting up to merc spec also means that you're going to be walking around in a costume that is up to LucasArts standards and everything. So you're looking pretty much straight up canon. No problem.
Very good. I'm getting there. It's slow.
So even if you don't join the mercs, you at least will have a costume that fits in with everybody else and doesn't look like, well, what they have on the Merc site as a joke, the guy in the Home Depot bucket.
Oh, boy.
You don't end up having the my mom made this look.
I really wouldn't call it that because I've seen some moms who have made some very, very amazing armor, so can't really call it that.
Okay, my mom made this out of cardboard and duct tape.
Okay.
Like the EVA foam that I wore on the Santa run that went in the trash as soon as I was done because it was an emergency fix.
Yeah.
Yes. I have Sintra. It's coming.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I did a General Grievous costume for my daughter for Halloween, made entirely from felt, but it
Nice.
looked pretty good, but it still was not. It was not armor. It was not the best.
Yeah, I have proof. I have Sintra. It's cut. It's coming.
Good.
It was, she all of a sudden says, oh, I want to do Mando 2 days before the Santa run. And I went, huh? Okay, I'm not fixing any of my stuff. So I made her a complete Mando in 2 days and just went,
Wow.
there you
It's
go.
like one of those, hey, Mom, I need help with my science project. Okay, when's it due? Tomorrow.
Do you guys have any suggestions on how to like do a I don't want to do Sintra for my daughter. My 5-year-old really wants she wants a real Mando suit because she thinks mine is silly with all the colors on it. But how do I do it without like breaking the bank for her? Because I'm not dropping $500 on a costume for a 5-year-old.
Well, see, the thing about Sintra is that it actually isn't that much. And then also there are some ways around spending a high amount of money on it. Like if you have sign shops in your local area, sometimes you can go in there and they will give you Sintra scraps that you can use.
That's
I
true.
called my local sign shops. They had no idea what Sintra was. That was fun.
PVC foam core. There are very few people that know it as Sintra. It's actually PVC foam core.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll have to try that next time. I bought it on Amazon. I got a big.
That's what I use for mine is
You did.
PVC foam core.
Now, I
Well,
can
Daniel,
also
you're gonna
help
have to
with-
show me how to mold it. That's the next part. Is I have
Oh,
the
yeah.
foam board and I have pieces. I just need the next part, which is
That
molded
is a
up.
very good question. So is Sabine not a real Mando to her?
Sabine is awesome.
Yeah, she is.
so. I don't think so. Like, okay, let me. I'm
Sabine is my jam.
right now. I'm sitting at my kitchen
Okay.
table and I'm recoloring my new concept art. But it was she has not really gotten to know Sabine. She knows the Clone Wars, but she hasn't seen much of Rebels yet. So
Okay.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Oh, by the way, if you do need help with your daughter's Mando kit, I actually helped make 2 for both my daughters.
oh, that would be great. 'Cause she would. I'm thinking maybe for her birthday, that might be one of her presents that I make her a full kit or something. At least make her the armor. I don't think I need to make her the full flak vest and boots and all that. She's not going to care. But the big thing for her, I think, is the helmet. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, start
got a
the
new helmet.
foundlings off with helmets and then work their way up because as they grow, you're just gonna have to keep making armor for them over and over and over again.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Zach
hang on.
Durgan, he makes really nice helmets for kids too.
I would love to find them because I borrowed this from a friend to see if she would like it and she hates it.
Oh geez.
Why?
Oh, you get a hold of Zeph Durgan on Facebook. He'll make one for your daughter if you want. Any style
Nice.
she wants.
How can you
Hang
hate
on,
an
you're
owl
not-
helmet though?
Can you PM me that name? Because I'm not gonna remember it.
Yeah.
Okay. ZEF.
Hang on. DEF
ZEF.
ZEF.
ZEF. D as in dog.
Mm-hmm.
U
U
R
R
G
G
E
E
N.
Thank
N.
you. Brigade.
Seth Durgan. Okay.
N as in Nancy.
N is in Nancy. Okay.
You see that? Okay.
Wasn't sure if helmet
You did a beautiful
Yes,
job for my younger daughter. She just got a new helmet and even a jetpack. You got the
Yeah.
Save Iron style jetpack.
Oh, wow.
I
Yeah,
almost
here-
have my daughter here.
This
Almost.
is the latest iteration of what I've been working on. So
Oh, that's
for me,
Oh,
nice.
that is awesome.
Nice.
so
Mhm.
she got mad at me because I was coloring mine tonight, and she colored mine for me as well. I made a copy of the line art.
Oh, that's nice.
My daughter's
Ooh.
stuff is purple too.
Oh, that's pretty.
You did a good job.
It's very rainbow colored.
Hey, rainbow
Yeah,
is
they get
good.
pretty colorful, kids.
But yeah, like I said, when you had originally posted the concept, it is all doable. Just take your time with it. Also, as a side note, honestly, if you really, really want to get away with a cheap set of armor and everything, for someone young, and it won't break the bank, and it also won't kill you too badly. There's another good way to go about it. Just don't let them know that you're going that route. Is that you can actually make it out of cardboard and resin.
Mm-hmm.
And if you resin the cardboard just right, and when you go to paint it, it will look perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably go with the Sintra. I've tried the cardboard armor route, and I am not good with that.
Yeah, I did Sintra for both my daughters.
That's not
And
This
our
is-
bunny, too.
that's not a strong suit of mine.
This is the EVA that I did for my daughter,
That's cute.
and
Oh, I
She-
like that.
yeah, it stays flexible though. It won't even last a year. It'll start cracking and falling apart. I was thinking about epoxying it. Has anybody tried that?
Yeah, you could.
For EVA, you use Plastidip.
Plastidip.
Yeah,
That helps a lot.
Yeah,
get that at Walmart.
you have to seal EVA with Plastidip.
Walmart has it.
Mhm.
Nice.
They have a
Is
lot
that
of
why-
people.
Even before you paint it, you have to seal it with Plastidip, or it will, or paint will just seep into it. It'll start getting really bad. But Plastidip kind of puts a rubber layer over it, which seals it up, and you can paint it and everything, and it shouldn't cause too much of a problem, and it should last a bit longer.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that why EVA foam isn't suggested for most armor kits?
EVA foam isn't suggested because, well, for a lot of the places, EVA isn't suggested because of the fact that it bends and warps too much. And
Yeah.
then at the same time, no matter really how you slice it, you can kind of tell that it's EVA. I mean, with EVA,
Yep.
you've got to do a lot of work in order to make it actually look like it's actual armor and doesn't look like it's foam. And that's why a lot of costume groups do not allow you to use it for a lot of different Star Wars grade things like the armors.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I mean, my daughter, this is the back of her helmet for a reason. So they just kind of go, oh, she's cute, and we're good.
aw.
So
Let's see the front of it.
say it again.
See the front of it.
Yep. Hold on.
Oh, that's awesome.
I like it.
We just painted that.
Oh, side note, Michaela's helmet, I was thinking about it after our last meeting, and we were talking about how she can repaint it and everything. And I was just kind of mulling around in my head, and since she's a big Ahsoka fan, why not have her entire kit Ahsoka color? Helmet Ahsoka patterns, and we'll see what we can do about the design for her main armor when we get to that point.
Yeah, but would that still allow for being into mercs? Because wouldn't that be too close to a specific character? Wouldn't that break
like I
the
said,
80-20 rule?
we're not directly affiliated with Mercs. We're not sure if Michaela wants to actually try for the Mercs or not. And even though it's affiliated with a specific character, we can do it in such a way as to where they're not really going to have any problem with it because of the simple fact that it's like, okay, that's no different than being a clone trooper when the clone troopers had their helmets with the Ahsoka style.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was thinking.
And we don't got to tell anybody.
Yeah.
Well, I tried to convince my daughter to be Ahsoka for Halloween instead of General Grievous because that would have been easier to do, even with the tails. But no,
Nope.
had to be Grievous. Had to be Grievous.
Well, you gotta admit, Grievous is scary, so Halloween, you gotta be as scary as possible. And what's scarier than a crazy robot guy who looks basically like a spindly Grim Reaper?
I pulled a wagon that held Poppy from Trolls and General Grievous. very that shows you the two personalities between my girls. Although the 2-year-old can identify Yoda.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
My husband and I are big Star Wars nerds, so
No shame in that.
Just little.
if
I mean,
if the little girl across the street, whose dad is also a huge Star Wars fan, was not already named Jaina, one of my girls' names would have been Jaina.
wow.
Wow.
This right here is my pride. I love this thing.
Ooh.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ooh, he is a-
Reader class.
Nice.
Wow.
Did you build that?
Oh no, it's from the Star Wars X-Wing tabletop game.
Oh,
And
okay.
I started really getting into it, and I had noticed that they were doing the ships and whatnot, and I noticed that they had the Raider class. I'm like, I love that ship. I've got to find it. So I scoured eBay for a week, and I found somebody who sold it because they were originally selling these ships for upwards of, I think, $166 because they're so rare to find now, and they never released the version 2s. So I was scouring eBay, and I found a guy who sold it to me for $55.
Oh, wow.
So I was very pleased to get that, and that's one of my prized ships.
Nice.
That is.
Okay, so I had a question. Is this group? This is like all over the country, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Because Daniel, you
Well-
invited me because I'm part of the local Mando chapter, so I wasn't sure how widespread this was or not. Sorry.
Yeah, I invited you to the local one, but this group helps out more with new people.
I'm a noob. Sorry.
That's
So-
okay.
Yeah,
They've
we're
helped me out so
we're
much.
standalone from the Mandalorian mercs. We are a completely different faction. In
Mhm.
fact, a lot of I mean, I'm still one of the higher ranks in the Mandalorian mercs in my current clan, but come January 20th, oddly enough, we're going to be having another election, and I am not running again because I really want to focus on this group. Rav has run into some political turmoil in her chapter of the Mandalorian mercs, and since we really can't add people to that are outside our local zone to our chapters of the Mandalorian mercs, that's another factor. But at the same time, we really don't want to be involved in the internal politics of any of the higher groups, and we really want to do our own thing and have our own set of rules that we follow by, because our mission isn't to sit there and be bogged down with red tape and political debates. Our job is to get out there and raise the morale of people within these dark times that we are facing.
See, that's what I want to do.
That's good.
I was telling Daniel that, like, the reason I wanted to have my kit done is so that I can do things like go to children's hospitals and autism runs and
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, even before I got my official membership status in the Mandalorian mercs, when I was doing my costume and everything, my in-laws and everything, when I still lived in Tampa, we were part of a Alzheimer's group, and I was pretty much their mascot. So every time that we go to an Alzheimer's event, I'd always be in full kit. Even if my kit wasn't done, I'd have my kit on, and I'd be there for that.
That's good.
Well, who was it that said that they just did a Santa run? They did the Santa run. You didn't do it in full kit, did you?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes, we
Oh,
did.
yes. And not like a marathon run. It was just a.
No, it was
we
just
went small and got pictures.
it was there to go see Santa.
Yeah, we literally went and saw Santa. It was great.
I was to say you didn't like do like a 5K wearing a full kit.
No.
That's an idea.
I
I've
know,
done
that's a
that.
good idea.
I've done something similar to that. It is not fun.
I
They
saw
have them at the
somebody do that.
We could do that down on the beach with their full kits.
I mean, we may do a half marathon, but never do a full marathon in full kit, especially not in Florida.
No.
See, I'm doing the running so I can train for the Disney half marathon. I'm thinking, if I do the Star Wars run, am I gonna? No, I'm not gonna run in kit. That's a terrible plan. I die.
That's like,
I mean, in kit, it's already hard enough to do certain things, but running, it's not recommended.
I can do it, but only for a short distance.
I promise I'm paying attention, but I've got a ton of work
Okay.
sitting here for me, so I'm paying attention.
For a second.
I'm paying attention. I'm just finishing coloring.
Okay, Michaela said she's never met anybody from her local Mando Mercs Club. She has a great relationship with her 501st and Rebel Legion.
Nice.
But what I did in my wheelchair, that thing can go at 6 miles per hour.
Ah, no fair.
I'm reading that off because the recording doesn't show the chat.
Okay, good.
I don't know. I have difficulty seeing the chat when I'm on my phone. I could switch to my iPad if I knew where it was.
I'm on my phone too.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I
we've
see
got
the
nothing
chat.
against those groups or anything like that. We just want to stay outside of their internal politics.
I didn't know there was going to be so much drama in a fun costuming group. I don't want drama. No drama.
She tells
And that's
people
one.
her
That's one of the
wheelchair
big things here, is that we are a growing group, and as fast as we are growing, I'm seeing great things for us. But one thing that is a major rule in our group is that we do not do any of the things that those other groups are doing. We do
Thank
not
God.
cause problems with other members. We do not take any of the power that you are given to your head. You just don't do that. I mean, we're here to raise morale, not make everybody uncomfortable and hate each other.
Exactly.
Hey,
Yeah.
I mod a Dollar Tree crafting group, and the amount of drama that goes on in a Dollar Tree crafting group is beyond me. I'm serious. Oh my goodness. I'm like I said, I'm a mod, I'm an admin for it, and the amount of times I have to on a daily basis do stuff with that, it's like what.
I mean, it pains me the fact that I've actually had to ban a person from our group because they couldn't follow the rules. I mean, I didn't want to do it, but the fact of the matter is that I was, and the reason I had to do it was because I was informing them that one of the helmets that they were using did not fit within specific guidelines. It's actually a banned helmet because it's an Earth military style helmet.
Ah,
So I was informing him that, yeah, it's not safe for you to use that. You might want to consider not using it when you're trooping as a Mandalorian. And he flew off the handle for no reason, even though it was me just advising him. I mean, I wasn't telling him, hey, yeah, you can't do this. I wasn't being mean about it or anything like that. I was just advising him about it. And then he flew off the handle. We had about maybe a good 20-minute discussion about it. Well, more 20 minutes of him flying off the handle and me trying to explain it to him. And then eventually it's just like, okay, well, I'm enacting one of the group rules, which is do not argue with an administrator. I'm sorry, you are now removed.
Oh, well,
That's the way it goes.
there was a similar discussion about the use of certain words in conjunction to size versus some flight suits that got some people banned. Now, granted, both parties flew off the handle, but yeah, it was not cool.
so has any of you guys ever used the scrubs for your flight suit? I mean, I can sew, but I just don't feel like sewing a flight suit.
No, I use either an actual military grade flight suit, or I use
too.
my new one is actually a set of coveralls that I got from Amazon. And yes, sewing them is a complete pain in the butt, but it's worth it because the material that they're made out of is a lot thicker and stronger than scrubs. So when you're putting Velcro or snaps on them to hold armor pieces, it's not trying to sag or pull down or pull apart.
Oh,
I-
right.
As a woman, though, I've decided that I probably need something that's in two pieces.
And that's fine.
Right.
I go with one.
And the thing about
I
that
make
is they actually have it in the Mandalorian Mercs CRLs that if you are using a two-piece suit, just make sure it doesn't look like it's a two-piece suit, which is really just a matter of color matching, making sure that both pieces are the exact same color and that your
Exactly.
girth belt pretty much covers the seam.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
Michaela says that she goes in a wheelchair and the thing could go 6 miles an hour, and she tells people that the wheelchair is a speeder. And I want to make people smile. That's all. Scrubs would be easier for me because my sister is about to become a nurse.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Maybe
And
you
then
could get some in there.
it's like I said before, there are certain exceptions to these rules because yes, you have a special case to where a flight suit may not be the best thing for you, and it's not a problem. Not to mention, also at the same time, you using scrubs wouldn't be too much of a problem because most of your armor isn't going to be hanging, as you'll be in a sitting position most of the time.
Mhm.
So your armor won't be weighing down on the scrubs so much and trying to rip them apart.
Exactly, so it should work.
Oh, get on there.
And then
Yeah, they
also,
work.
a lot, and this goes to another thing, is that also a lot of the time, female Mandalorians do not actually use flight suits, but they also have, I think, like spandex or something.
Yeah,
They use
there's a,
like Joe, our old leader of the clan. She uses a specific style of suit for her armor, which is kind of skin tight. So there's also those options as well.
yeah.
I make two different types because I like to have the two different body types. Men towards the coveralls more often, but the superhero one pieces and two pieces are actually really a lot more comfortable and they work very well. Just don't use the spandex as
Yeah.
much. So.
What I like about my flight suit down here, and a lot of people find this kind of weird, but the thing that I like about the flight suits is the fact of in the state of Florida, when you're out trooping, it's stupidly hot. Plain and simple. You are sweating up a storm in full kit. But see, the thing about the flight suit is the flight suit takes that all in, and even the slightest breeze that hits it, once it hits a certain point, the slightest breeze that hits it cools that flight suit completely.
Yeah, mine does that.
It gets hot here,
We've
but
been out 100.
we're not as south as you are in Virginia.
I cheat.
What is that?
It's a cooling vest with a circulating backpack.
Oh, I saw that as one of the suggestions.
I cheat.
Yeah.
Hey, that is me.
In my
Those things are
defense,
cool.
I do have a medical condition, so this is the pack. I got to convert it into a jetpack. This is one of my things.
You
that
just need to make a cover for it. Just make a jetpack
Yeah.
cover.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get Mike to print one for me, but he's a little busy. So
Yeah, my 3D printer is about to be busy again. I need to really order another one, but I want to get a resin printer before I get another FDMA printer.
I'm trying to convince my husband to get a 3D printer.
It is the best investment that you could ever do.
yep.
Well, my cousin got one. I was like, "Oh, I'm going to borrow it so I can make my armor." But then he's like, "It can only do things that are about this big by this big." I'm like, "Well, that's going to take."
He must have a small one.
He got a small one.
I've got one that can print. It can print a pretty nice sized blaster from edge to edge.
Yeah,
Amazingly enough, I got the Creality CR10 Mini, and it's got a fairly good size build plate on it. The regular CR10 has a bigger bigger dimension to it, but for the amount of space that I had, the Mini fits perfectly for what I've got to work with.
Michaela says she has to save up to it if she was to buy a 3D printer.
Yeah, I mean the CR10 Mini only ran me, I think, about maybe $250 on Amazon. So you can get them for a fairly good price, and I mean it's a good printer. It's just like I said before, zeroing in the printer and everything. That's the fun part. But once you finally get it zeroed in, you're good to go.
Yeah, just a piece of paper.
Bless you.
And you have one, right? You said you have one. That's what
Yeah,
you.
mine was about $250.
Yeah.
And one thing that I found, because originally I was using painter's tape for printing, but that got really annoying because it would fuse to the tape and everything, and it'd just be a pain to clean up. So I come to find out, hey, you can take an Elmer's school glue stick, put it on the glass build plate, and that works just as well. It comes off easier, and then the glue, you just take a little bit of water, and it comes right off the print.
What's
Wow.
that for?
Nice.
What is that for?
The glass print bed.
Yeah, but what's the Elmer's glue for?
You put it on the glass print bed to make it so the filament adheres to it better. Because sometimes you'll get an instance where the filament will come up, especially when you're printing tiny circles.
Yeah.
So the glue will actually make it adhere. It'll give it kind of a rough surface to really stick to. And it'll stick to it a lot better and hold it to the glass surface and not let it pop up. And then it'll print everything out and it'll be stuck down just right.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
wow.
That, and also I've learned that PLA Plus, it's more expensive than regular PLA, but it's worth it because it has a higher melting point, and it's just overall better, and it's a lot easier to sand than regular PLA.
Nice.
That's good.
I just sent a bunch of PLA back because it wasn't sticking together all that great. And I just ordered the PLA Plus back, the one I was using originally.
Yeah, let me see, because there's a brand that I really like to use. They seem to be really, really good. It's just sometimes finding certain colors tends to be a bit of a hassle, but it is what it is. I mean, you deal with it. Besides, it doesn't really matter much because half the time it gets painted. It's Duramic. And I'll type out the name actually in chat. And I buy it off of Amazon. The black that I just ordered, $23.99 for a pretty nice size spool. And it holds together really well. It's what my gauntlets are made out of.
Oh,
It's what this little guy right here is made out of.
Oh, nice.
The little cap that I made for my helmet. And even these are made out of it.
oh, cool.
I
Well, I
still
was
got
just trying to
sand
print
and paint
those.
these.
I was just trying to print those and I had to lower them because they wouldn't, they kept falling off the bed.
Yeah, when you're printing these, well, I use the Creality system. I use Cura, and what you have to do is you actually have to use. I use a brim when I'm printing these because I print them standing straight up,
Oh, wow.
and so I use a brim. So what it does is when it prints the first layer and everything, it prints a brim around it to give it more surface area. So then when it starts printing the rest of it and everything, it's holding on perfectly.
Oh, cool.
So you get a circle
good.
about yay big on the thing.
Maybe I could get you to send me that file.
Kira?
No, the file for those cartridges.
Oh, yeah, sure. I got them off of Thingiverse, but I'm not sure if they still have them up there or not because they've been changing them a lot as of late.
Well, do you have it? Do you have the file with them standing up?
I have the Kira file, yes.
Yeah, that's what
The Kira G code, I have that file, yes.
yeah, that's what I'm using is Kira.
Okay, then yeah, I can shoot you that G code.
Okay, thanks. Because I'm trying to print them and I'm printing them like half size because they won't print.
Yeah. I printed some short ones that I was originally going to put on the back side of my helmet because there's like this little cavity back here, and I was gonna have them like right along there lining it.
Oh, cool.
I went through an entire thing of making all the stuff for it, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that next to this. Kind of because the original ones started falling apart, but then I started printing these actually more solid, so now they don't break.
So Jenna, what can we help you with?
Well, now I've decided I'm looking at a Creality 3D printer.
Yeah, that's the one I got.
Another successful infection.
You want me to send you the one I got?
I'm on the Creality website. It's on sale for $210.
Oh, that's a good deal.
Oh, which
Yeah.
one? Which model?
Ender 3 Pro High Precision 3D printer.
Yeah, the Pro is a good deal because you get extra stuff with the Pro.
Yeah.
And it says it can do up to 8.6 by 8.6 by 9.8. So I could probably, I mean, the big thing for me is printing is the helmet. So
The helmets, those get iffy because I see a lot of people printing them on their printers as one piece, and that's bad in one way because of the fact that you're sitting there for a good number of days waiting for this thing to finish, and anything could go wrong within that time.
well, even
Next thing
that's the
is
thing
that
is
you
if
need a big printer to do it.
right. So I mean, this one it looks like an 8x6. I'd probably have to do it in what, 4 pieces at minimum.
Yeah. And that's probably for the best anyway, because what that gives you the option of doing is if you get it all set up properly, the pieces will print out good, and you can go in, get it all cleaned up and sanded, and then piece it all together. And it'll make it a lot easier to finish because instead of trying to reach down inside of a helmet and get everything sanded out in there and proper so you can put things into it, you got 4 pieces that you can work out front to back and not have to worry about it too much.
Can we add
Now-
Jenna to our chat?
What?
Can we add Jenna to our chat?
You mean the group?
The group chat?
Yeah,
Okay.
better.
Yay! I'm cool enough to be in a group chat.
You should be in it.
Oh, come back here.
I
Very
know.
helpful.
I think the big thing for me is like getting the basic armor pieces from my Sintra cut and put out, which is why I'm kind of excited for the armor party because I'm kind of like, ooh, I don't know, I don't want to cut it because I don't know what I'm doing. So
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
you don't
And,
want to
here's
print that?
and here's my thing. Okay, you have your basic patterns done, right? Yeah, because
You'll
okay,
need
the way,
those.
the way that this works out is that you pick what kind of armor pattern you want to use.
Mhm.
You print out the patterns and you cut them out from paper, and then you put them on your body to see exactly if you need to adjust the sizing on them. Then once you get all that done and everything looks good with the paper pieces, then you can slap it on the Sintra, trace it, and cut those bad boys out.
okay, next question is where do I get those pattern pieces?
Well, since we're going to get you into our group and everything, I would divert you to the Mandalorian merch, but I'm going to go on there within probably this week, and I am going to grab a bunch of the patterns, and I am going to post them up there.
Because I thought the first thing,
Yeah,
other than
that's
since I
good.
want to get the helmet 3D printed, I was just going to start with something like the bracers because I feel like the chest armor is going to be a bit more challenging. So
It
we're gonna
is.
start
It
with
will be
pieces that
intricate,
are
we'll say.
simple.
It is.
But
I
there
still
are-
like when people
there are
started.
ways- There are ways
start-
around that. You have a Hobby Lobby where you're at.
Yes.
Okay, you want to go into the section that normally always sells the Christmas bulbs and everything like that. You want to take a look at a couple of those, and that will make your life a whole lot easier. I know it sounds silly, but that is actually the way that a ton of them have done it. Is they go and they get the Christmas bulbs, and they will use them as form shapers.
What was the one video I was watching, I think it's from the Mandalorian Mercs up on YouTube that was showing, I forget what they were using, but they were using something. I was like, yep, that's kind of what I need. So
Yeah.
Well, when there was that whole thing about the Mandalorian and Bo-Katan, and they were all mad because her armor was shaped. I'm like, do you not know how armor works? Like, if armor doesn't fit you, then it doesn't protect you.
That's a good armor.
It's like armor does not magically have a spatial pocket that holds your chest in it.
I was like, would you prefer to just be a flat piece and it flaps around everywhere? Because that's not going to work.
No.
In Walmart, they have the space foam, the foam that you can fill the cracks and everything with in the paint section.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
And you take you take an old t-shirt, you wrap yourself in duct tape in the t-shirt, then you cut the t-shirt down the center, take the t-shirt off, and then duct tape it back together, and then fill the whole thing with foam.
How to make a it's how to make a DIY dress form.
Yeah.
You use
Yeah.
it for if you're gonna make custom costumes and stuff like that. As far as sewing, that's what you can do if you don't want to buy one of the expensive
Yeah.
dress
Saran wrap.
Really want to get
maker
messy
tailor
with it.
forms.
You wrap yourself in saran wrap, and then you have somebody make a plaster of yourself.
Yeah.
you can do
Love
that.
it.
I did learn recently how to do stable paper mache.
Yeah, I've seen it.
So I made a Jack Skellington. I have to finish his suit, but I made a Jack Skellington that can go outside in the rain out of paper mache.
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
Wow.
Michaela says that she's very familiar with that method from her old sewing projects.
That's good.
I've been looking up how to draft my flak vest because I got the buckles and stuff for it, so I'll probably make that before we have our armor party. So
Oh, okay, cool.
That'll be
I can
helpful.
sew. I just can't craft armor.
Yeah, get that done first. It'll help you with the armor.
We all
Yeah,
have our strong
exactly.
suits. Like me, I'm
Michaela.
more of the I can't do anything simple, so I am the technological one that's got to make everything have lights and sound and flashy things.
I want to do that, but I failed the tech ed. In tech ed in 7th grade, we had to make a light sensitive cricket in a box.
Mm-hmm.
I went through 5 kits and soldering them. I never got it to work once.
Wow.
Show
I'm
you a
a
quick way.
huge techno buff.
Do you have like fans and stuff in your helmet?
Yes.
He does.
Okay, so for girls, how do you not get your hair caught in the fans?
Well, what you do
Balaclava.
is that typically you try to make yourself a channel on the side and have the fan. What I use is I actually use laptop fans, the kind that pull air in
You
through
don't
the
have to
side,
worry.
but then blow it out through the bottom. So using those, I have the spinning part facing towards the outside of my helmet into a channel, and it sucks air through that channel and then blows it out towards my
Okay.
face mask.
Because I was sitting there, I'm like, how am I going to put fans in a helmet and still have my ponytail? Because it's going to get all wrapped up in the
Another
hair.
thing that you can do is if you use
Have
the
on the
regular
side instead.
fans that are just regular blow-through fans, what you do is you install the fans, but then you go like to Walmart or Lowe's or something like that, and you get the screen, put the mesh screen on the side that's going to be up against your
Yeah.
hair, so your hair can't go through the screen. It'll still be able to pull air, but you're not going to get your hair tangled up in the thing.
Okay. Because, yeah, that was. I
So you
started
can
looking.
also screen it off.
I did not realize that the helmets for costuming were so complicated. I was like, just
They're
stick helmet
really
on and I'm
not.
fine. And then I'm like, and then it's gonna be hot. And they're like fans and then sound. And now I'm sitting here like, this is a lot more complicated than I thought.
They're really not complicated. It's just whoever you talk to, they tend to be complicated. Like if you look at the inside of my helmet, the inside of my helmet is complicated, but that's because I'm a complicated person.
Now my bracers, I've decided that in order to make it look more complicated, I'm going to integrate my watch. I had looked at putting my phone, but since I have one of the giant phones, that was going to be too heavy. So on my design, I've decided that in my bracer, I'm just going to have a hatch that goes over my smartwatch so that I can still look at it when I want to.
Like
Oh,
as you can
cool.
see right here, I've actually got a speed controller for my fans because my fans run off of a 9.6 volt RC battery, and
God.
if you
Where
have
do
the
you
fans
keep
just-
the battery?
It's that little green thing you see there.
Oh, okay.
And then I've also got a microphone up in here. I've got all the bells and whistles. I got my light controllers here. There's 2 switches because I originally had a scanner LED that would run across the front of the mask, but I'm still working on reworking that thing, so it's disconnected at the moment.
Is that so you can get full Cylon?
Yep,
Cool.
that I can.
Oh, you're a true geek.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like, yes, I can go full Cylon.
I grew up in a very nerdy family, so, and then
I grew up in a semi-nerdy family. I kind of picked it up on my own.
Well, it's like my dad was always super into sci-fi. Like as a kid, if you asked me what my favorite sci-fi movie was other than Star Wars, it was Forbidden Planet, which I still love Forbidden Planet. So
Wow.
I like Robinson Crusoe on Mars.
I don't think I've seen that one.
That's interesting.
I mean, I grew up with Star Trek. I grew up with Lost in Space. I grew up watching Alien Nation.
Yes.
Wait,
Battlestar
know that
Galactica
one.
is good though.
see my mom is super into like old movies, like anything from 1950 and before. My mother's into all those. So I've seen a lot of those films and I like those. And then my dad and my brother were super into sci-fi stuff. So
Michaela, we're all weirdos. It's great. We love it.
Yeah, Star Wars anime, give me all of it, she says.
Oh yeah. My very first anime, I didn't even realize it at the time because I was just a little kid, but the very first anime that I ever saw, most people are like, oh, my first one's like Sailor Moon or whatever would show up on the morning lineup. The very first anime I ever watched was Akira.
Oh, wow.
really?
Yes.
Run my half in Japanese.
We had HBO, and it came on HBO one night, and I'm just sitting there watching it as a kid.
I think technically my daughter's first anime was Cells at Work. Because that's a really, if you haven't seen that one it's really funny.
I see what you did there.
Mine was Ghost in the Machine.
Mine was Sailor Moon. I was that kid.
Yeah, the first anime I ever rented was actually kind of funny because this was back when we still had Blockbuster. So the first anime I ever rented, I'm looking for anime and everything because I'm like, I want to watch some anime. So Blockbuster didn't really have a big anime section at the time. But what made it interesting was the very first one that I ever rented for myself, and mind you, I was like maybe 16 years old at the time, was Voltage Fighter Gaukkaiser.
Yes, Michaela, that's right. It is really, really accurate. And it's kind of funny how accurate it is.
It is.
I'm waiting for them to come out with the coronavirus episode. I need that episode. Bring it to me.
That would be one of those ongoing battle episodes.
God, I feel so old. Y'all are like, hey, yeah, they had anime in the Blockbuster. And I'm like, dude, we had to like dub it from friends in Japan on VHS and kind of pretend we knew what the heck they were talking about.
You're talking to someone though that sits here and I didn't realize how much of a nerd I was until I went and I started complaining about the dubbed version of Rurouni Kenshin because I did not know that there were two until the good one, the Sony one, was on Netflix and I watched it on Netflix and I loved it. And then Hulu has it now, but Hulu has the crappy one. And I sat there and went, why don't the voices sound right? This is terrible. What is wrong with this?
Have you seen the movies that basically tell the story of how he became the Lone Swordsman?
The live action ones or the Samurai X ones? The
Samurai X ones. Trust and Betrayal and things, and I think there's like 5 different movies.
I've seen bits and pieces. I don't think I've ever sat through all of them.
They kind of drag on, but they are really interesting stories, and it's really good. I mean, it tells this entire backstory about how he even got started.
But Tosai the Manslayer. No.
His original name was Shinta.
I don't have fans of my mask, so I had to take it off.
That's understandable.
Well, at least I know what you look like, so that I
right
know
now.
when I get to your house, I'll know exactly that I'm at the right spot.
Oh yeah.
So
you won't be scared.
Do we have everybody?
Everybody.
Do we have all 6?
I don't know. I haven't looked on there lately.
I don't even know if I accepted. I think I did.
Because I posted on Mandalorian Mercs, I posted it on several places. I can actually see the screen better too this way.
I don't know. I have to pull it up. I can pull it up on my computer. I went back upstairs. Oh, look, here's the chat. Hi. So for trooping, am I supposed to have a name? Am I supposed to make up a name?
That would be good.
It'd probably be best.
I'm gonna have to write it on my hand to remember it.
I mean, honestly, most of us have already come with backstories.
Uh-huh.
The more you get into your character, the more interesting you are when you're out trooping and everything, and the more you when you put on your kit, the more you just kind of let your regular life melt away, and you become that person that you created.
Mhm.
I just got the first part of my backstory because I am a leathersmith. I have an awesome hammer now.
Oh, I
Yeah.
might need to if you make things, I might need to talk to you about that because I decided I had looked at doing I don't know, I call it webbing, but the nylon stuff for a lot of the belts and stuff, like my belt and my holster and everything like that. And I decided I just don't like the way it looks. It just looks too, I don't know, icky.
Okay, I'm a little bit confused. What's your Mando name? The thing that you changed your screen name to? Mika? Mika Terrari?
Mika Terrari?
I like it.
That's cool.
Oh,
Mine.
I think I'm gonna make my character is gonna be some sort of IT professional because that's what I do in real life. That's why she has a screwdriver.
there you go.
I did. I was like, when I was designing my gauntlets, like, what goes on my gauntlets? A screwdriver. I don't know why I have one. I fix things, I guess. I have a flashlight.
There you go.
Okay, so I love translations, and on my little screen here, guess what it says?
What?
What are you staring at?
Oh, I love it.
I like it.
Let's see.
Random little things.
Yeah, I don't remember where I put it, but my original gauntlets for my Mark II kit, the Mark II gauntlets were interesting. I mean, a lot of people loved them because at the time I was a manager and repair tech at a cell phone and electronic repair shop.
Ooh.
So a lot of the time I would get stuff that is like, okay, well, this is crap. You can take it home if you want. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I'd get a bunch of busted up phones. So there was this busted up phone that was just the perfect size. I took it, surrounded it in Centra and everything, and basically placed it on a gauntlet. Jailbroke it, put in a custom screen and everything for it, and it was this really cool data screen on my wrist. The only issue with it was between the weight of the phone and the fact that the gauntlets were also made out of really, really thick PVC pipe. My gauntlets were stupidly heavy.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
But then
no.
also, since the phone would go dead after several hours of use, I needed a way to charge it incognito. So what I did was I got one of those battery banks that were just like the cylindrical kind, stuck it on the side, put on some greebles and everything, and made it look like it was a flamethrower piece, and then just took the wire and hooked it to the phone that way. And I had basically a charger that charged the phone while I had it on my wrist.
I'm just adding this as
cool.
an idea now that I'm gonna get one of those cylindrical battery things to add to my kit.
What cell phone place were you at?
If you can hide battery packs, it will save you a lot of trouble.
Well,
Especially when you have lights
you
or
get a
anything
big
that's
one or you
interesting.
can
I
get
have
a
lots
little
of
one.
batteries.
You get a big one or a little one, and they don't have to be cylindrical.
Oh, yeah, little one's good.
Little ones work the best because you can put them on a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to put them on gauntlets.
Yeah.
I really enjoy this. I mean, it's like we can talk, but video talk.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Welcome to socialization in coronavirus.
Yeah.
I like to think of it more as communicating over long distance channels like they do in Star Wars.
I know.
Yes.
We're on the
Exactly.
hollow.
Yeah.
There you go.
Love it.
Well, when I was
Exactly.
recently with my team at work, it was interesting because I'm an IT tech and my team is spread up all over the country. So I've never really met anyone. I've never even met my manager in person. He's just always been in Florida. So I have actually gotten to know my team members more this year than I have ever in the last 5 years that I worked for the company.
That's fantastic.
because we're all stuck at home, we're communicating with each other more. It's actually kind of nice.
Do you do anything with websites?
Can I, such as? I can
as-
write. I can minimally write HTML code. I have done it. It's been a while, but I can do it.
Oh, I need your help then.
Oh goodness, no.
You just told yourself on something.
No,
I can sew. Let me go back to I can sew, and I have an embroidery machine, so I can do fancy dancy doodad embroideries.
No,
there's a thing.
It's for
Maybe we
the
could talk to you
group.
about patches.
Yeah.
I can make patches. Yes, I can.
Oh, great.
It's for the group. Seriously.
Oh no, I'd have to find the picture. I can post it for Christmas. My husband, I gave him I did one of those like the 3D fleeces and stuff, like the 3/4 zip fleeces. I'm wearing one right now, but that kind of thing. I did that, and I embroidered the mythosaur on the collar, but I did it like normally they would be like here where a logo would be. I did it up closer to where like a brand would be on a piece of armor, so it's up here. And then for my daughters, I embroidered little baby Yoda shirts for them to match their baby Yoda leggings.
Oh wow.
Aww.
I know, to hear my daughter at every Friday when Mando was on is like, I want to watch another one. I want to watch another one. I was like, there are no more, sweetheart. We have to wait till next week. And then of course the final episode, I want to watch more. We have to wait 2 years.
Yeah.
That killed me. I was just
I know.
Isn't it? It's 2022, right? That's when they have. That's when.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
But they're coming come out with other things.
Yeah, they're working on other things, but I mean, it's like still, we want to know what happens next.
When is Boba Fett?
That's this year.
Yeah, that's this year.
That's 2021. Okay, so we'll have Boba Fett to tide me over.
Yeah.
That's why if you watch,
got appetizers.
Did you watch till after the credits?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
At first
awesome.
I was confused, and then of course because
Michaela's waiting on the Ahsoka show.
Oh, I know that.
So I've seen like Clone Wars and stuff like that. Like I've watched a good chunk of Clone Wars, but I've never sat and like watched it all the way from beginning to end. And the same thing goes for Rebels. Like I just like I'll watch an episode here and watch an episode here, but they're never in order. I don't know what's going on half the time. So I was when the Boba Fett thing came to the end, my husband's seen all of it. He's read all the books. He's like, do you know what this is? And I'm like,
nope.
Sort of. Why is he's like, well, didn't you read the books? I must have missed one. I don't.
Now, mind you, I will admit, I was not a big fan of early Ahsoka. It was later on that she actually started becoming more of an impactful character, because it just kind of seemed like her presence early on, when she was really young, was more comical. But then as she started aging, her role became a lot more serious, and that's when she became really a more interesting character.
Well, they gave her a natural sort of maturing process, which was kind of interesting to see in a show. You know, they show her as a teenager and how kind of, meh. But then she becomes an adult, and it changes. So.
And I mean, they even go as far as to show really throughout her appearances how the transition of Anakin actually affected her.
Yeah.
Oh, and before I forget, it was something that I was going to bring up earlier because we were talking about the Etsy shop and everything. But yeah, so basically all Mandalorian clans have clan names. But because of the fact that we all spread out all over the place, and we're going to at some point have subgroups for each region, instead of calling it a clan name, we're basically going to call it a house name. But I came up with this, and it's actually the name on my Etsy shop for the Brigade badges or anything else that happens to go up for sale that we may end up selling in the group. But I was trying to think what would be an awesome name for our house, and I came up with House Darksaber.
Oh, cool.
There you go.
I like it.
I mean, it's a thing. I mean, I don't really fall too much around the Darksaber, even though it is a really freaking cool saber, but still, it's a pretty cool clan name, honestly.
Well, doesn't that because you have the Darksaber, doesn't that mean that you get to rule Mandalore? Aren't those the rules?
That's pretty much the rule. I don't know why it's the rule. I'm like, wait a minute, we're Mandalorians. Why are we following somebody carrying the weapon of a sorcerer?
Because we took it from the sorcerer, and thus we are superior to the sorcerer.
Mercenaries, hello.
Isn't that why you're allowed to have lightsabers on your kit so long as they look broken?
Well, that's more of spoils of battle. Yeah, Den is the
Yeah, that's right.
Even though he doesn't want to be. I mean, does that really count?
The beginning of season 3, he's just going, here, take it. I don't want it. Take it back. I don't.
It's just one full episode. Take it. Him falling around Bo-Katan. Take it. Take it. Take it. Take it. Take it. Take it.
As long as they don't make it like the movies that shall not be named, where he's just like throwing lightsabers over the end of the cliff constantly.
And then General Grievous comes running up and jumping after them.
What?
And then General Grievous comes running up and jumping after them.
I'm serious. They're gonna fall in love and have kids.
I didn't get that.
Oh no! No, that would be horrible. That would be absolutely terrible. Bo-Katan does not seem like the settling down type. Besides,
Bo-Katan
Jen
was
already
kind of
has a kid.
chaotic.
He's the greatest dad in the galaxy, didn't you know?
I was gonna be mom.
He was kind of chaotic in The Mandalorian. It's like that's kind of a heavy obsession right there. I can understand what her point of view was, but it's like, come on. And then I guess I really think that her entire thing was the fact that her sister failed horribly when she ruled Mandalore, and now she's lost the Darksaber and everything, which kind of makes her a failure too. So it kind of weighs heavily on her.
Mm-hmm.
No. Well, and she also sort of led to the destruction of Mandalore, didn't she? Because she sided with what's his face?
Kinda, but at the same time, not really. I mean, that was something that was going to happen anyway, because let's face it, Mandalorians are pretty much the biggest threat in the galaxy. I mean, the entire Mandalorian creed is conquest. And because of their warrior spirit, I mean, they are extremely dangerous. And when they decided that, hey, we're not siding with the Empire, nuts to you guys, we want to remain independent, the Empire saw that as, okay, these guys are a huge threat. They don't want to play ball. Well, we're gonna have to make them play ball.
Plus, they have all the resources that we want.
That too.
Which I sat there and was like, why don't they just make ships out of Beskar? Wouldn't that make things easier?
Well, not
They
really,
wouldn't
because
explode.
The thing about Beskar is that Beskar is it's pretty much a Mandalorian ore. It's primarily found on Mandalore, and it only is in certain quantities. So you can't just go making everything out of Beskar, or else the Mandalorians would have made their ships out of Beskar. When
Well,
you'd be
then
flying around
maybe
the
they should-
galaxy in
maybe-
a blaster-proof ship.
Maybe when they built the second Death Star, they should have at least made the core out of Beskar so that it couldn't get destroyed a second time.
The Razor Crest should have been made out of Beskar.
What?
The Razor Crest should have been made out of Beskar.
It should have been.
That hurt.
That hurt.
Really hurt.
Yeah.
That was
hurt.
horrible. It's like he just got it fixed. They just got it looking brand spanking new. I mean, it still had the new ship smell, and they blew it up.
Exactly.
Okay, so right before that episode aired, I got the Lego set and I had not start putting it together yet. And I dumped out a bunch of pieces and I put it on the table and I sent a picture to my friend. I'm like, look, it's done. Looks exactly like the show. So this is as far as I've gotten on it for right now, because it's got a lot of pieces. But
Okay, so how many here have seen Planet of the Apes, the original?
Yes.
So when they did that to the Razor Crest, I fell to my knees and screamed, "You maniacs! You blew it up! Damn you! Damn you all to hell!"
oh, I still like how Boba was like, "Get to my ship. I need to protect it. Hang on." Oh, sure, you protected your ship.
Well, yeah, they blew up both ships. Then it's like, okay, well, shit. Now we're stranded on Tython.
Didn't seem like too bad of a planet to be on, and I'm sure Mulan could take care of that.
Well, if you've ever played
That's what I'm
Star
wondering.
Wars: The Old Republic, Tython is an okay planet to be on, but it's also a real bullshit planet to be on.
The MMORPG or the like game?
The MMORPG.
Yeah. I played that for like a week and I got pissy because originally it had the laptop I was on at the time, the computer I had, when I first bought it, they were like, yeah, your specs will be fine. And I got it and
they were not fine?
It was not fine. I got mad at it after that. And even now that I own an actual gaming computer, I still won't play it because it's just the principle of the darn thing now.
Yeah, but I played it, and I mean, the planet it's a nice planet. It's a really nice planet. It's just a very hostile planet because it's a very force-sensitive planet.
Ah, that explains it.
Hmm.
And it has some very angry wildlife there.
Oh no.
Well, how would you feel if people were coming over there all the time to, feel things about you?
True.
I don't know. Make me a sandwich?
Yes.
What are you
That's
building?
true.
It's a holster for a friend of mine. I'm putting a decorative safety strap on it that, oh, here, I'm arguing with this thing hardcore right now. It's like not staying.
Oh, nice.
I like
Holy
it.
crap, I'm going to have you make me my holster. Shoot.
Lovely.
That's what I was thinking because I want leather holsters instead of the strapping, and that looks
Yeah,
really
mine's
good.
leather.
My first one's leather, and I really need to make another leather one. I really need to go on this one site that sells a lot of leather and everything because I want to buy it in large quantities, but I don't want to spend a lot of money on it.
Uncle George's Discount Leather.
Uncle George's discount leather.
Yes,
I like the
he is
name.
my crack dealer. I mean, leather dealer.
It's a good name.
Yep.
I will take a look at that because that would
He-
actually be a lifesaver. Because the first one I
Yes,
made
really
out of
good.
leather, I actually went to Hobby Lobby and I got the scraps of those really thick leather. And I took that and I spent about maybe a week working on that. And I made a pretty nice holster out of it for my first blaster.
But you paid through the nose.
Actually, the leather scraps that I bought, I think I paid for the entire big old bag. I think I paid like $8, but I also worked at Hobby Lobby at the time, so I got an employee discount.
Oh,
Nice.
okay.
Oh, nice.
I was gonna say, Dan, is there I know there's a Hobby Lobby in EC, which is where I go from Moyoc, but like,
That
is there
is a nice spool of leather.
Is there one in Virginia Beach? I couldn't remember.
There is one in Virginia Beach on Virginia Beach Boulevard.
Oh, all the way over there. Ugh.
I got this full side of cow, finished cow, full
Oh,
side,
wow.
$90.
Wow.
Wow.
Tough.
Tell
Yeah,
him
but the
Grace
next question is how do you I don't know if I have all the tools for leather working.
Yeah, then you have to buy all the tools.
Well, Hobby Lobby has a lot of the tools for it and everything. I almost got a full leather working kit.
this is the greatest tool ever.
Yeah.
I've got about 30 of those.
There you go.
But of course, when you're working with Sentra and you don't have a bandsaw, those things are your best friend.
Yes.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
37 hand cramps later.
wonder if my dad still has his bandsaw. Do you have a bandsaw, Dan?
Yes.
Maybe I'll.
Handy.
Well, it's not a bandsaw. It's what is the saw called that goes back and forth real quick?
Reciprocating.
My teenager is throwing things. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
The scroll saw.
Yeah, scroll saw.
Oh, scroll saw.
Yeah,
Those are good.
it works much better than a bandsaw. It can go on angles, but I haven't tried it on angles yet.
We went overtime.
Yeah. I was gonna try a hot wire technique, but I'm like, I'd rather not sit there melting Sintra half the time.
Yeah,
Toxicity.
I saw that. And I wasn't too sure. I mean, one little flick of the wrist, and you're. But I mean, I guess the same thing can go with the bandsaw too.
Well, hi.
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 Well, the bandsaw ain't too. The saws aren't too bad. It's just when you actually start really heating Sintra, like when you get to the point where you're actually burning Sintra, that's when the PVC starts releasing
get
the
the battery?
toxic fumes.
Oh, okay.
I
Battery.
mean, you can heat it up with a heat gun, and it'll start smelling bad, but it's still not really releasing toxic fumes. It's when you actually start burning into it that it starts releasing the toxins, and that's when it becomes problematic. So that's why hot wire isn't really the best way to go. Not to mention just melting it, just more cleanup.
How's the oven method? Is the oven method worth it, or should I just get a heat gun?
Heat gun.
I've tried it.
You'd probably want to get a heat gun because honestly, I'm
Yeah.
going to tell you right now that you do not want to put things like that in your oven, especially one that you use for cooking. I mean, if you got a spare oven out back or whatever, then yeah, have at it. But honestly, an oven really isn't a good thing to use for Sintra just because of the fact that it doesn't really heat as evenly. They do have online tutorials for making your own Sintra oven for heat forming, which Sintra is normally used for. But honestly, just use a heat gun. It works a lot better. You just kind of go over it, and it makes it so it's heated up in just a way to where you can bend it without it being too malleable. Because if you get it to the point to where it's just all floppy, now you've got a problem that, okay, I'm trying to bend this way, and it's just kind of not bending into the right shape. It's bending too much here. It's creasing here. It becomes a problem if you heat it too much.
Okay.
How close?
Plus, you can remold it on you with a heat gun. Can't do that with an oven.
That's true. Well, no, I figured for the chest piece, I'd need a heat gun. But I mean, for things like the bracers and the gauntlets, the thigh plates that I'm going to put on.
Heat gun.
And then, I don't know, what do you call this piece? What's the collar piece, I guess?
Yeah, collar.
I can put this
The
down.
collar
gun.
piece.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure about my shoulders. I think I might do one that's the flourishy one, and then I'll do one that's just kind of like flat, but I don't know.
The flourishy one looks nice. I like that. I haven't seen one like it.
Well, see, there goes my other nerdy thing. I was trying to figure out how to make it look like Sylvanas from World of Warcraft because I love her and she's
I
awesome
kind of
and
figured it was
badass
something
and
along those
evil.
lines because it looked very elven.
A little bit. But I was like, maybe I shouldn't do those because they don't look very Star Warsy. So maybe I should not do that. But what I might do is just have the one that way, and then I'll have the other one. Maybe do like it's got like that collar piece on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call that, but
The
something
ridge.
like that.
The only issue that I say about ridges is the fact that when you have your helmet, like as you can see, my helmet kind of goes like here, and with ridges, shoulder things can become problems because it depends on how close they are with your movement and bumping into your helmet. So you want to be careful.
It would probably just be like right here, and it would probably only be like an inch, 2 inches tall. It wouldn't be very big.
What do you glue the Sintra with?
I also have a short neck, so I don't think I have to worry too much about.
The thing that I originally used to glue Sintra that worked well for me when I'm gluing two pieces of Sintra together is I actually used the Gorilla Glue. And the way that it worked was, I forget the exact one that I used. I have to look it up again. But the one that I used, what you do to use it is when you're putting two pieces of Sintra together, you take a washcloth and you kind of get the surface wet, and then you put the glue on the other piece and you put them together and then you clamp them together, and it almost is like expanding foam. It expands and makes kind of like a foam that makes a very strong bond, and it holds it together, and it uses the moisture to cause the chemical reaction.
What I heard about acetone.
Acetone. The thing about acetone, well, some people do use the acetone slurry, which involves taking little strips of the plastic and putting in acetone, and then basically using it as kind of an acetone glue. The issue with that is that if you don't have the mixture right, or if you use too much of it, you run the risk of, when you come back, instead of it cementing the two pieces, fusing the two pieces together, you run the risk of it actually just eating it all away.
Ooh. Yeah, that's not...
Acetone is very it's an iffy thing to use. I mean, most people use it when they're working with ABS.
Okay, so that's what I should have used with with what I was using.
Yeah, they normally use it as a smoothing agent for when they're sanding ABS, or if they want to fuse two pieces of ABS together, they'll take ABS scraps and put it inside an acetone solution and make the slurry, and then they'll kind of paint it on there a little bit and piece them together and let it kind of melt the pieces together and everything and use that chemical reaction. But you really want to be careful when using acetone, because acetone can ruin your day very, very quickly.
Yeah, it melts everything. I want to have a lot of really informative videos on how to do stuff on YouTube and put them on the website.
Like, I'll be doing blaster wiring tutorials coming here soon.
That'd be real good.
Maybe if we can come up with a list. Is anybody familiar with Google Docs?
With what?
Google Docs?
Google Docs? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we could form a Google Docs and have this stuff listed on it.
Clarify what I use.
On what to make videos on.
Yeah.
And who might be interested in doing them. And then we could post them on the site.
Yep.
That'd be really helpful.
So like I said, we got a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, it's all part of the journey, and we just kind of take it in stride. There's really no rush, just kind of get things going, and anything that anybody wants to know about at that time, we'll prioritize it.
I think it's gone a long way in the last week, though, since last week's.
Since we started back in November, I mean, this all just started back on, I think it was November 20th, was when we finally made the call to make the site, and me and Rav got to talking about it, and we're just like, okay, we're going to do this. Let's go. And then all of a sudden, next thing we know, we've got hundreds of members, and we're just chugging along. And then we've got people wanting to do websites, wanting us to do panels at Celebration 2020. I mean, it's just kind of snowballed, and it's really a great thing. And it's really great to see how many people really want to get in on this and make the world a happier place.
Oh, maybe we can have a Mandalorian convention on Zoom.
That would be awesome.
Because we can have up to 100 people in this one.
Yeah, see how many people we can get up in here.
And
see how chaotic we can make the chat.
Yeah.
A Mandalorian convention.
Well, we already have. Well, yeah, we've got something like that. The funny thing about it is that the Mandalorian Mercs actually have something like that they do called MercsCon.
Yeah, I saw that.
Of course, a lot of people get a little bit annoyed about it because not a lot of people show up to it, and it's just one of those weird things. It's like, okay, we got a bunch of Mandalorians standing around wondering what the heck we're supposed to be doing.
Well, yeah, we'd have to come up with a format, and I have the ability to mute people, and I have the ability to put co-hosts in here, and we could have different co-hosts as being different. Oh, what did you say with this? Lulu's, how do you say that? You just said forum. You just said something. When they have conventions and they have different panels.
Oh,
Yeah,
the,
you can have, we can have different people have different parts of the panel, and I can have them be the co-host for that certain section of the
Convention.
convention. Yes. Thank you.
and maybe we can have it to where basically we have since we can change our usernames up personally, what we'll do is when we do it, we can have everybody list off with a first name and then have their state of origin listed behind their name, so we can find out exactly what region everybody's in.
And there's a way to privately chat people in here too, because if you go up to the two button, and I can privately chat Tina or Rav.
Your older daughter street snack up your helmet.
Yeah, she did that just now.
That's funny.
I can hear that.
Well, it's like I was saying when I was at the mall and everything, and I got thirsty while trooping. Everybody's watching me. I'm standing at the boba stand, and I order a boba drink. And they're sitting there watching, waiting for me to take off my helmet. And I'm watching them. They don't realize that I'm just standing there watching them. And then I'm just like, okay, here we go. Put the straw in the drink. And I just kind of shove it up under the helmet. Just start drinking.
Exactly.
Michaela says, "Oh
Yes,
goodness,
boba
Rav,
drinks are
Bubba-
perfect for Mandos.
perfect for Mandos."
Knowing me, I'd probably end up doing what I did the first couple of weeks that I had to wear the stupid mask while I was at work. I had my Starbucks drink and I kept trying to stick it in my mask. I took a photo of me with it because it was like the 18th time of the day that I had picked up my cup and I had stuck it, the straw, just like directly into the mask. And I went, this is not gonna work.
Ouch.
I'd probably be sitting there in my Mando, this is not up over to the thing. Get a ridiculously long straw. That way so I can.
I actually thought about putting in a motorized straw attachment on my helmet, just so when I want to drink something, I press a button, the straw comes down.
So
This
is
someone's
so
the
is
only
that a
one who
rule?
thought about that.
When you're trooping, you're not allowed to take off your helmet.
No, that's not a rule. It was just
Oh.
something
It
that I
depends
thought
on
was
your
pretty
clan
funny
and
at
your
the time.
group, and
Yeah.
yeah.
It was just me
If-
being silly.
Unless we're one of them, one of those,
One of
you
the
know,
zealots.
can't take off your helmet.
Watch.
Yeah, according to my backstory, I'm actually from the old Republic. I was trapped in carbonite for 300 years, so yeah, we take off our helmets all the time.
Wow.
There you go.
I still like sort of that episode when Bo-Katan takes off her helmet. He's like, "Whoa, you can't do that! No, no, stop it!"
It's like, you're not a real Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And then she just comes back with, "But you're not a real Mandalorian. I am."
It's like, I was a Mandalorian while you were still in diapers.
One of my friends and I were talking about how they keep trying all this, woman power thing in the Star Wars universe. I'm like, but they've had it. And you don't have to be crazy about it because Bo-Katan is pretty, without screaming too much feminism, she's pretty badass without it.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
I was like,
I liked her in Battlestar Galactica, but she's really good in this.
well,
Yes.
if you think
What I really don't like is the fact that they're actually trying to push that agenda way too much. And it's like, why push an agenda? Just roll with it. Just do it.
well, that's one of the things that I point out to my friends was I liked it better when it was natural. I had lots of, and sci-fi has always taken there's some pretty badass women but they weren't manufactured to be that way. They just are.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ahsoka, she's just badass the way it is. You don't have
It was
to
natural. It
manufacture
flowed.
all this stuff around it. Let
Oh,
it
yeah.
happen naturally. It's a lot cooler.
We weren't forcing it. It just happened. There it is.
She grew up to
Or,
be that way, Michaela says.
Gina, the other chick from The Mandalorian, and her name is Cara Dune.
Cara Dune.
Oh, yeah.
Let her just like, that's just naturally like, yeah, I want to be her. Yeah, big gun.
I know.
Yep, that's me.
Oh, yeah.
It's just it. But that one, Bo-Katan was throwing serious shade. She was.
Mm.
With Boba, like, don't you mean your donor? And of course,
Well,
I'm sitting.
well, George Lucas did make it a point that Boba Fett isn't a Mandalorian. I mean, he flat out said that Boba Fett wasn't a Mandalorian, and it's like really.
Well-
And then there was a lot of controversy about Django. Basically, the thing about Django was that he kind of turned his back on the whole Mandalorian thing and just kind of wanted to go do his own thing. He
Yeah,
really didn't care.
isn't Django considered to be a disgraced Mandalorian of some kind?
He's considered a disgraced Mandalorian because he turned his back on the Creed. He turned his back on his clan and everything. He basically went rogue. So that's why he was a disgraced Mandalorian. But of course, Din Djarin ain't gonna know that because he doesn't know very much about Mandalorians to begin with.
He's been taught, you know what?
Don't take off your mask. Don't let nobody see your face. This is the way.
Yep, this is the way.
The Cub Scout version.
Hey, the 5-year-old knows how to respond when we say this is the way. This is the way. That's right.
I mean, granted, it kind of took Mandalorians in an awkward way, but at least it made it so people started knowing what a Mandalorian was. Because before the Mandalorian, I'd be at Christmas parades, functions, and everything, and I'd be called everything under the sun: a Power Ranger, Darth Vader, all kinds of stuff. I mean, every now and then you get one person who at least was close on the mark and called me Boba Fett, and I'd be like, okay, yeah, we'll go with that. But I mean, it's just like, yeah, nobody knew exactly what a Mandalorian was, and the Mandalorian came out, and now everybody can identify a Mandalorian as soon as they see him.
Well, I think you also had to, like, unless you sat and watched the Clone Wars all the way through, you didn't, there was nothing other than Boba and Django as a
place marker for them. There wasn't
any kind of Mandalorian. That's it. You had them.
Yeah.
I walked into Wawa today, and everybody knew who I was.
You were in your helmet?
Yeah. Yeah,
I
it was
wear
in
my helmet to
Wawa.
Walmart all the time.
I was like, I need my helmet just so I don't have to wear a mask, because that counts as a face shield, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. And we actually use that to our advantage.
Yeah.
Now, I think there's probably some things that would draw back with it, because at least with the face shield you can see my face, but I feel like I need to have the helmet so I can just walk around, like go to Target and walk around. And,
Yep.
what's up?
Exactly.
Pretty much.
Like my mask?
And you got to take pictures.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'll take it with my Target dress.
Oh, cool.
Have you guys heard about the Target dress challenge? No?
I don't pay
Okay.
attention to the challenges.
So the Target dress, Target, if you go to Target right now,
She
there's
does.
there's this very pioneer looking dress that is for sale as part of their normal women's fashion.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And so I bought one because I have chickens, and so I bought it so I can take pictures of my chickens in my Target dress.
Oh, I
So
love it.
I'll wear my Target pioneer dress, and then I'll get my helmet, and I'll just wear the helmet with the Target dress.
Oh, that'd be
There you go.
Walk around Target with a Starbucks and just be like, "What's up, guys?"
Maybe we should make that one of our stupid
It's
morale
not
boosting
good to
things that
laugh
we
while
do.
doing lettering.
Because every now and then we do come up with a really, really stupid things that we could possibly do. And maybe that should be one of them. Maybe we should just have every member, even the males, go out and buy the Target Pioneer dress.
Oh, so again, I have chickens, so I'm in a couple chicken groups. That's been the thing. So there's the Target dress challenge, and then there's the Target dress husband challenge. And
That's
so
not
some of the other ladies in the chicken groups their husbands are putting on the dress and taking pictures out with the chicken.
Oh, wow.
And the funny thing is, I have chickens too.
So do I.
cool.
My sister
They're all a
does.
bunch of lazy. They're all a bunch of freeloaders at the moment because it's winter. But
Oh no, I shoved a light in their coop so they'd stay nice and toasty and keep laying.
and I just
Oh,
realized
man.
I lost 2 today. I had babies that had
Oh,
7 babies
no.
that hatched out in November.
Oh,
I
no.
lost 1 the other day, and then I went out today and I had lost 2 more. I think something got into my coop and attacked them because they were
Oh no.
Probably.
torn apart. They were not.
Oh,
Yeah. Something
Yeah.
got in
Mount
there.
the helmet in the middle of the yard. The
What?
helmet should do mount the helmet in the middle of the yard. Let it be your scarecrow.
Helmet yet though. I have to buy my helmet. I like I said, I found a 3D. I found one that was printed on Etsy, but I don't. Christmas. All the money went to the children.
Yes.
Maybe when I get my stimulus money.
Right?
Mhm.
well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's what I use my stimulus money on. What'd you buy? I bought a helmet,
I know people do it.
And it doesn't have to be rainbow.
but I don't know because like now that I changed. I was gonna go with like Ravlik, what you've got on. I was gonna go with that style, with just a little bit wider again because of my glasses. I'm trying to figure out how I can make it so I can still see.
Well, the thing about
Oh.
glasses is, like I was saying, is that when you get your helmet and you get it and you go for sizing, what you've got to factor in is when you do your head measurement, do your face measurement with your glasses on. That way, you've got enough room in the front of your helmet for when you put your helmet on. Your glasses are right there and you can sit comfortably.
Well, no, when I measured around my head, I basically measured with my glasses on and I measured around that way.
Yeah.
But my thing is like making sure that like I can see out of this part.
Yeah.
I just
And
don't
that's
want it.
a- and
I
that's
don't want it
actually
to be like
fixable.
too thin right here. Otherwise, I'm going to be limiting my vision even more.
Yeah, and that's fixable
Yeah.
because actually, even in the Mandalorian mercs, the CRLs have been updated to where the central T and the upper visor part have actually been upgraded to where they are wider now because there have been a lot of issues with people not being able to see. Like my Mark II helmet, before I went with the triangular form like this, it was the exact same helmet, but instead it had the T pattern and everything, and all I really had to see out of was like these tiny
That's
slits up
good.
here, and then this
Yeah.
small slit down the middle and everything. And people were like, "How do you see?" It's like, well, I use one eye and I look out of the center.
Oh, jeez.
But it is doable. Just find one that has the slots that are wider, and then when you go to put it on and everything, when you do your first test fit, do it without any padding, and then determine exactly where your eyes are going to be, and then start putting in padding and determine exactly what level it needs to be to level it out. And then once you get
Exactly.
that level figured out and everything, you can put your padding in that way, and every time that you put it on from then on out, you'll be able to see directly out.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, so now I originally decided the post imp sort of style. Now I've kind of looked at doing the night owl style instead,
Mhm.
but I'm not. I don't know. I
Like
don't know
for
which one
me,
I want.
for me, because I've got the batteries up top and everything, and a lot of stuff going on inside of here, my eyes are actually right here. I can see from right here at this spot right here. And because
And
of
mine
that,
are
with this
here.
open visor form, I've got this entire area to see from.
See, that's one of the reasons why I like the night owl style more because it seems like it's more open. I don't have like that
It's wider.
right stuck there. But
And I can actually get away with this because this is actually legacy style.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And of course,
Just
I
your
really like
Ravlik.
these things. I left
love
them in
your
there.
coloring. I love the coloring on Ravlik. That's
Oh,
I
thank
like
you.
those a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, that gold really shows off.
Yeah. I knew I had to add that.
Okay, well, it is 9 o'clock, so
Yeah, we
I
spent
actually
2
have to
hours.
go get off and start getting ready for work. But it has been fun chatting with you guys.
Yeah.
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 I do nighttime security, so I've got to get ready
Oh,
and
yeah.
head on out to the beach.
Have fun.
Yeah. Before we
Oh,
get
I
off,
will. It'll be cold and stupid and windy.
Oh, there's
There you go.
there's
yeah,
one.
that's my younger daughter's new helmet.
Yeah, see,
And,
that's pretty open there. So, I mean,
yeah,
you'll probably be able to see pretty well out of that.
and her jetpack.
That's nice.
Like it.
Yeah,
Nice.
she's gonna paint both. Figured I'd show that before we get off. Yeah, he takes measurements.
How did you make your helmet, Rob? Like, what did you do?
Oh, I didn't make mine. I actually bought it as a DIY kit, although I had the visor area cut out for me.
Huh.
But yeah, I had to put this whole rangefinder together and install the visor myself, which required a heat gun to mold it. So that was
Yeah.
my first time using a heat gun.
Okay, good night, Michaela.
Good night, Michaela.
All right.
Hi.
Right.
All right. Well, I'll ask you guys on the chat so that everyone can get off.
Okay.
Well, we do this every
Bye.
week, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
every
see you then.
Wednesday, 8 o'clock for you.
Well, usually it'd be 8:30 to 9 o'clock because I got to get the children in bed first.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Whatever
Their
works.
bedtime is 8. So as you can imagine, small children are, I need a drink. I have to go to the bathroom. One more story. Mom, you forgot hugs and kisses. The
Yeah,
fan's not on.
I've had
The
4
fan
of
is
them.
on.
I've had 4 of them, so I know.
All right. Well, everybody have fun. Have a good night.
Yeah.
I'll see y'all later.
Okay,
Bye,
good.
guys.
Bye.
Okay, good night, everybody.
Okay.
Good
bye.
night. I'm still trying to figure out how to leave, so this is my first Zoom.
I'll do it for you.